Robinson Crusoe by Daniel Defoe. Part 13. Saved two prisoners. When we were very close to the beach, we saw that the cannibals were around the fire. They started to eat the first of their prisoners. The second prisoner was still alive. He wasn't one of Friday's people. He was European. The cannibals wanted to eat him too. I decided to save him if it was possible. We moved closer to the place where the cannibals were gathered. The cannibals were still around the fire, but two went for the white man. When I saw this, I loaded the guns and asked Friday to do exactly what I did. We fired quickly at the cannibals from 6 guns. We killed 3 and injured 2 of the cannibals. The rest jumped up to their feet, but didn't know which way to run because they didn't know from which direction the danger was coming. Some of them ran to their canoes. Some of them stayed on the beach. We continued shooting, and we shot 3 other cannibals. After that, we took our guns and we ran to the beach. We shouted very loud. I ran to the prisoner and Friday shot the nearest cannibal. I reached the European. He said something in Spanish to me. I gave him a gun. He was weak, but he could shoot from a gun if some cannibals attacked him. The cannibals were shocked by our sudden attack. Our unusual gun scared them a lot. Only 2 cannibals tried to fight us. We shot them with our guns. Friday fought very well. He quickly killed 1 cannibal who was injured. The second injured cannibal ran into the forest. Friday ran after him and he killed him with his knife. Only 3 cannibals were able to run away. They jumped into their canoe and they started to leave. Friday shot at them, but he didn't hit them. It was dangerous to let them go because they could tell the people about us. Friday and I wanted to jump in one of the canoes to chase them, but to our surprise, we found another tight person on the bottom. He was scared because he didn't see the fight, but only heard it. The ropes were so tight around his neck that he was going to die soon if I didn't cut them. When Friday saw him, he started to cry. Then he laughed and he hugged the man. Then he jumped and began dancing around him. Then he cried and laughed at the same time. When the strongest emotions were gone, Friday told me that the prisoner was his father. I felt tears in my eyes when I saw the son's love for his father. This happy incident delayed us, and the cannibals were already gone. Friday returns to the canoe and held his father's head to his chest. Then he rubbed his father's hands and feet with his hands to warm him up. Soon, Friday's father was feeling much better. When they talked, Friday suddenly jumped up and ran to the forest as fast as he could. When he came back, he had a bottle full of fresh water. He handed the bottle to his father, who was dying with thirst. After he drank and was feeling better, I asked Friday to give the rest of the water to the Spanish, who needed water very much too. The Spanish was very grateful to me, but he was so weak, he couldn't get up on his feet. I asked Friday to rub his hands and feet, just as he did to his father. It helped him a lot. Then I asked the Spanish to go to the canoe with Friday's help, because I wanted to take them to our place. Friday, however, being young and strong, just took the Spanish on his back and carried him to the canoe. Then he carefully put him there and arranged so that both he and his father were comfortable. When the Spanish was inside the canoe, Friday jumped out of the canoe and guided it along the beach faster than I could walk. We soon reached the place where I saved Friday. Friday helped our new guests out of the canoe, but they weren't able to walk. We had to carry them to our home. We had another problem when we reached the house. Friday's father and the Spanish couldn't go over the fence or climb a ladder, and I didn't want to destroy the fence. I wanted to pull them over the fence, but then I realized the cannibals were already gone. We could stay outside the fence. We made a comfortable tent for them outside the fence and prepared soft beds for them too. As soon as we finished this, I started cooking dinner. Friday brought some fish, and we cooked them quickly. We all had dinner together in the tent. Friday was my interpreter, because the Spanish spoke the language of Friday's people. After that, I asked Friday to go back to the beach and bring us the weapons we left in our hurry. I also asked him to bury the bodies of the killed cannibals the next day. He did as I said. So later, when I went to the beach, I could hardly recognize the place if it wasn't for the big tree behind which we were hidden. The next morning, I asked Friday's father what he thought of the cannibals returning to kill us. He said our guns created a great shock. They didn't know how we won the battle using them. He said he heard them shout in their language that Friday and I were spirits sent from heaven to punish them with fire. I was still worried the cannibals might return with a bigger army, but nothing of the kind happened. When our guests were strong enough, I began to think about the journey by sea again. I asked the Spanish about his arrival on these islands, and he said that he was on a Spanish ship going to Havana. There were 16 Europeans, Spanish and Portuguese, on Friday's home island. He told me that the storm broke the ship near my island. They saved themselves in a boat. Now they lived with Friday's people. I asked the Spanish whether they tried to make another sea journey. Of course, they wanted to go home, but he said that they had no tools with which to build another ship. I showed the Spanish the tools which I had from the ship. He said that with my tools it was possible to build a ship. I thought the Spanish and Friday's father could return to their island. They could tell other Europeans about the possibility to build a ship. Together, we could go to Brazil or Havana or maybe Europe. However, the Spanish suggested something else. He told me that it would be better to wait for at least half a year, because there wasn't enough food for 16 more men on my island. We wouldn't have enough food to eat while building the ship, and much less to take with us for the long journey. The Spanish advised me to plant more corn. He and Friday's father helped us expand the fences and fields. We caught more goats. We increased the number of goats to 50 animals. We collected a lot of fruit. Then we dried the fruit. We started preparing the materials for the ship. We chose a few trees, and I showed them how to cut them to form long boards. In half a year, we had a lot of food. We had so much corn that we needed more baskets and pots to store it all. We saw that the Spanish was very good at making baskets. He had a great talent. His baskets were excellent. He also used a special technique to make baskets. The technique was fast and effective. He made the baskets 3 times faster than me. I asked him to teach me his skill. I wasn't as fast as him, but I was faster than before. Thank you for watching. This is the end of part 13. To be continued in part 14. If you like this story, please like, share, and subscribe. See you then.